Alright, in this module we'll take on the task of adding header information to the document. And as you saw previously in Module 1 of this chapter, we can add information that is in the heading when we just simply add a page number to the document. So once again, to start adding information on the header, which will appear on every page, we go to the Insert tab and we click on the header and footer gathering here, grouping of commands. Then we click on header, and in the drop down here we can choose from our header gallery. So lots of different information, lots of different pieces of information we can place into our header. We can include things just like simple lines with information like this, conservative, or we can add pictures, and the pictures will have text boxes with fields in them like this one. So if I click here, it brings up these two text boxes in this particular instance here, and these text boxes are filled with fields, so I get the visual indicator that it's a field because when I hover the mouse it darkens just a little bit. It's also bracketed, and all I have to do when you're dealing with a field is click and type MAGNA CARTA, and I've just added the title of my document to every single page of the document. Same thing in this instance. If I'm dealing with a year, it doesn't even matter which page I deal with. If I just select a day, it will populate the correct year, and now that is apparent throughout. Also, because the ribbon is very context sensitive, if I'm dealing with the header in this case, the header and footer tools snaps into my ribbon here, and I get a design tab where I can do other things. If I want to concentrate just on the ribbon, for example, I can show document text. A lot of these things that you grab from the header gallery are kind of pre-populated with fields, so my recommendation is you don't do too much editing. That if you want to create a custom header, that you just kind of start from scratch. But again, the idea of the ribbon is just to make things very easy. So for example, here's what I want to point out. If you start to customize this and say, you know what, I want a page number on here as well, that's going to add another element on top of that header that you create from the header gallery. So my recommendation is that if you want to do that, you just start from scratch. And you start from scratch by just editing your header information, and then it will, in this case, it becomes a toggle on and off. So if I want to go back there, header, edit header, then it brings up the possibility to edit the header. One thing you do very quickly, by the way, when you're dealing with your header is you can add more room or reduce the room by using the position grouping up here. So if you want a little more space for your heading, you can choose to do so right there. You can also use this to move up and down to give yourself a little more breathing space. When you're done designing things from the Design tab, of course, you can close your header and footer to go back to the document. You can also do the same thing with a double click.